Welcome back to Design Bundles YouTube channel. If you guys are new here, I'm already on a regular. We are live today. Welcome back to another live here with Design Bundles. We are excited because we're doing another Dollar Tree tutorial. We are doing 5 crafts. So I went to the Dollar Tree. We haven't had the craft supplies, so I found all of the good stuff. I found the adhesive vinyl that everybody has been sharing. I've got some patterns, glitters, adhesive vinyl. So I've cut everything out and tested it. And I'm going to give you guys my thoughts on it. There's glue guns, there's all sorts of things. So I've grabbed some craft supplies, I've grabbed some blanks. So we are going to be creating 5 Dollar Tree crafts today. So you guys definitely check it out. Now, if you guys want to enter the giveaway, you guys just enter hashtag bundle in the comments down below for a chance to win if you guys are watching on YouTube or Facebook. So let's go ahead and dive right in. All right, so let's go over the supplies first here. So we're going to go over what supplies I've kind of picked up, and then I'll give you guys my thoughts as I go along. So as you guys are joining, tell me where you guys are from, and then also let me know what you guys are crafting today. And then the other question is, I would love to know what material. Have you guys picked any of this stuff up? What do you love? What do you hate? Let me know. So once again, if you guys want to enter that giveaway today, use hashtag bundle. Hello from New York. Hello from East Texas. Hello from Michigan. Hello. All right, so let's go ahead and dive right in. So we're going over supplies first. I've grabbed some adhesive vinyl here. So I've got some basic colors. Now I really love that they've done the little window here. So depending on how you store these in your craft room, you guys are going to be able to see that here or at the bottom. And then it says glossy, matte, all of that. So there's glossy, there's matte. And then the one thing about this is it's 12 by 48. So it does come with quite a bit on here. So you guys are saving a little bit if you guys purchase, say, for example, StarCraft. But with the cells and everything, it is a little bit cheaper probably with the StarCraft. And then once again, I'm going to give you guys my true thoughts here in just a minute. The one that I did really love out of all of them was the pattern. There's several to choose from. I picked up the Buffalo Plaid because it's a classic. It's something that you can use for the holidays, Halloween, Christmas. We can use this for St. Patrick's Day, Easter, summer, all sorts of different projects, right? So I picked up the pattern. So we've got some adhesive vinyl. Guys, this is a tip from me. The glue guns are $1. Okay, so $1 for the glue guns. I can't believe it. And they have the glue sticks. So I picked up a package of the glitter glue sticks. They do have the regular, and I do believe that they also have the fabric glue sticks. This is my tip for y'all. So one thing that I hate when I have my glue gun is I hate whenever I've loaded a glitter glue stick and then I have to waste it all because I need to go back to regular glue. So what I like to do is I like to keep different glue guns for different things. So regular glue, fabric glue, and then glitter glue. So I highly recommend you snag these for $1 and then load in, say, for example, the glitter or the fabric glue in those. It's going to be perfect for that. So we're going to test it out today. So I'm going to go ahead and plug this in so it can start heating up. Now I'm going to tell you guys a scary little thing. Years ago, I have a history with glue guns this size. It was one from like the grocery store. So don't, from a big box store, you guys know. Don't get scared. But I actually had one blow up in my hand. So it actually scared the heck out of me, but I didn't have any damage or anything like that. So I can see we have to attach this little guy ourselves, the little stand. So I'm going to go ahead and pop that in. No big deal for $1. I'll take it. But this little guy just kind of exploded. But I learned at a craft show, you're not supposed to lay these on the side. You're supposed to stand them up. That's a little tip for me. If you guys are going to take your chance with these Dollar Tree glue guns, make sure you guys are trying to stand those up. You guys can make your DIY glue stands and all of the things. But I definitely want to start this off so that way we can get it heating up because we're going to use it in a minute for a project. So we're just testing out and creating crafts with all of these supplies. So I'm plugging this in here and we're going to preload. I don't think there's any sort of light, so we can't see what's happening, but I do have a little heat pad that I'm going to put it on here. And then we're going to load a glue stick, but I'm going to put a green glitter one. So I'm going to open this up, and I think it comes with 15 sticks for $1. it's definitely a good deal. Welcome, welcome. As you guys are coming in, I'm so excited. I heard someone say the washi board saying to cut the vinyl. I was about to say that. You are going to want to use the washi tape settings because I didn't test it out, but I was going to recommend that. Okay, I'm going to get into the details here in a minute. So I've loaded the little glue stick here. You guys can hopefully see that. How cute is this? So cute for a buck. We're going to let that warm up. All right, so step one. Let's keep going into our adhesives that we have here. This is one thing, you guys know that we've been creating those three-dimensional projects with the 3D circles and squares. They have them, so I'm so excited. So for our 3D projects, we've been doing the paper crafts like the shadow box. They have them, and each one has, this one has 264, and then the squares, you're gonna get more bang for your buck because they're almost the same size, but you're wasting it in the packaging. 528 pieces, guys. So if you guys grab these, grab the squares. Highly recommend. So I'm excited to try those too. All right, so we got those. And then more adhesive, there is liquid adhesive like this. So we can use it on wood, we can use it on plastic, leather, paper, cardboard trims, all the things. So I think our cards, so I'm really excited to test that out as well, but we're gonna test some of these things in another video. Now, I know there is some weeding tools and scraper tools that look like the ones we kind of use from another brand that they're carrying, but I couldn't find none in my store. So I did find these little guys. These are actually piercing and scoring tool sets, but I'm going to use it as a weeding tool. Now, I've already weeded my stuff out, but one thing I also thought was we could use the ends of these for like our squeegee tool, right? So you could weed and you can squeegee. So I'm going to test the squeegee out just to see how that works. So we're going to try that today. And then a few more pieces that I picked up here was felt. So I'm so excited. And you can cut this with your Cricut Explorer 2, your Cricut Maker, your Cricut Explorer 3. So I picked up these packages of felt. Each one comes with 8 pieces. And then so you have like more of your really pastel colors. And then you have your brighter colors here. So it reminds me of the Cricut brand for sure. It's that thinner and more sturdy, stiff, if you will, felt. So I'm really excited about that. It definitely cuts nicely. But what I did to cut this out was on the back here, you can see this white. I added on some heat and bond. So I got this at Hobby Lobby for $3.99. So you guys can grab some from Amazon and stuff like that. So what I did was I just turned on my heat press, whatever it was on 320, and then it says 10 to 15 seconds. So I just cut down a little piece, as you guys can hopefully see here. So I just cut down a little piece here and then I applied it to the back and that made it more sturdy. And I cut it right there on my blue Cricut mat. So I was able to cut that out. Hopefully you guys can see how nice that cut out. Really, really nice. So you guys can use these with your Cricut machines. So super excited about that. And then it looks like our glue gun is working and heating up for us. So that's good. Now I want to go over the blanks that I did get today too. And I'm going to do that as we kind of get into our project. So let's go ahead and start making some stuff. I'm going to go ahead and get this out of the way. Now, once again, if you guys want to enter that giveaway, if you guys are on Facebook or YouTube, use #bundle and you guys will get to pick a bundle of your choice. You guys can start crafting with it today. So we will pick a winner at the very end. We're also going to do Q&A. So if you guys have any questions along the way, drop the questions down below. Now we also have some people down below, for example, like Brittany, Ageta, I do believe is down below. We have a few team members down below that can help answer those questions. All right, so first project I want to start with, our glue gun's actually ready, but I'm going to start with the Cricut Easy Press. So I've got my Cricut Easy Press set at 315 for 20 seconds. So the first project we're actually going to do, I should have scooted this little guy out of my way a little bit. Hopefully those are drying because I don't want to get my mat gunky. So I'm going to bring in my Cricut pad. I think this is drying. Okay, perfect. So I'm going to go ahead and scoot those out of our way. That one was not completely dry, but I'm going to get it out of our way. Okay. The very first project that I'm making is, I'm going to go ahead and make sure this is kind of clean here because I think I'm getting a little messy. I'm going to make sure. Oh, one more thing I forgot to show you guys. I also found foam sheets. So we can cut these out with our Cricut as well. Look at these colors. So lots of different colors. This was 32 piece. I want to say there was a bigger package of them as well, but there was foam. Once again, we can cut these with our Cricuts and silhouettes and things like that. So excited about that. And so let's make our first project. So the very first project we're going to make is this little zipper pouch. So this will be perfect for back to school, whatever you want to do. You can even do makeup in here. There were several different colors to choose from. And also, I do believe you would be able to sublimate on this. So that's what's exciting as well. You guys can see this nice little zipper bag right here. super duper nice. Once again, you can sublimate on it or you could apply your HTV. So the HTV that I'm actually applying today is Caesar. This is their sparkle. It looks like glitter, but it's Caesar everyday Caesar Easy Weed. So it's just their basic, but it looks like a glitter. So we're going to apply this. So what I'm using here, Cricut Easy Press, I have a pressing pillow. I'm actually going to fold this little guy and get it stuffed right here inside. All right, we've got our Cricut pad underneath. I'm going to layer this up here. I'm going to put my name on here so you guys can see everything okay. Get this on here. Once again, as you guys are joining, we are making 5 Cricut crafts today. I've already cut everything out using my Cricut Explorer 3. So I'm going to cover this up. The font that I am using today, I do believe we have it linked. This is called Mini Grain. I'm going to go ahead and hit go here for 20 seconds. I have it at 3:15 for 20 seconds. I'm hoping I'm not going to melt my little bag or anything like that. This is called Mini Grain. It is only $1+ credit. We have it linked down below for you guys. So I just wrote out the name Samantha, but you could definitely do like an offset on it. Would be really nice as well. All right, so here we go. Perfect, perfect. And then this should be a warm pill. I'm gonna go ahead and get our pressing pillow out of there. Now this would be a perfect project for our little mini Cricut Easy Press. It would be perfect. You guys can see I pulled that off with that 9x9. I'm going to bring that up. So hopefully you guys can see that shine and sparkle. So that is Caesar's Sparkle. So it looks like glitter, but it's actually just their Caesar Easy Weed. So it's really, really nice. So that came out super cute from the Dollar Tree. Would make a perfect gift for a birthday gift or back to school, like I said. All right, project number 1. We're going to get this out of our way because I don't think we're going to need our Easy Press anymore. So I'm going to shut that off. And let's go into our next project. So since we have the glue gun, let's jump over there next. For the next one, what I did is we're doing a sign. So I've already cut out, this is where I started testing out the materials. This is where we're going to get in there, and I'm going to give you guys the information for the adhesive vinyl. So I have cut out, I cut out the buffalo plaid here. So this is the Dollar Tree buffalo plaid, as you guys can see here. And then this green is actually from Starcraft because I didn't have a green on hand. So hopefully you guys can see that. So I cut out March. Now this is one file, and then I just changed each piece. So this is that that little 3-leaf clover that I cut out, and you guys can see that backing. And what we're going to do is glue this. So I'm going to create a super cute canvas. I'm going to apply all of my adhesive vinyl first on here, and then I may come back in and apply my my 4-leaf clover last. 4-leaf, 3-leaf, you know what I'm saying. All right, so let's go ahead and start to pick up our pieces here. So what we're going to need is some transfer tape. I'm going to start with that March. Now I'm going to go ahead and get my transfer. I don't drop it down below. So I've got my transfer here, and we're going to go ahead and cut us a piece. I'm using, this one is from 143 vinyl, but I wanted to point out that you can pick up contact paper from the Dollar Tree. I totally meant to pick it up. And so 2 things. You could pick up contact paper from the Dollar Tree, and you can also pick up freezer paper. The freezer paper, instead of picking up the heat and bond here, you can pick up freezer paper, and you can apply that to the back of this as well and cut it. So you can also do that. So instead of going and having to grab something outside of the Dollar Tree. So you could do all of this stuff with the Dollar Tree. They have canvases. You could do a reverse canvas, lots of things. All right, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and pick this up here. But remember, I want to test out that tool. I'm going to try to use this as a squeegee here. So y'all, let me open this up. I wish I would have saved something to weed, which I do have some pieces. So first up, let's talk about this one since we're on it. This one was amazing. I do love the pattern. It does have a thicker backing on it, like a normal adhesive vinyl. But that is the one I would recommend. Out of all of them, I do recommend the pattern. It came out really good. So we're going to use that little scraper tool, and it works perfect. Yay! I am so excited about this, y'all. So what we're going to be able to do is weed. So you guys can see it's got a little fine point on here. And I think these are both 2 different sizes. One's super small and one's thicker. So we have those, and then the ends. It works perfect. So we're going to have it in one so you don't have to have 2 different pieces. It's working amazing. I am so excited. We may have developed a new weeding tool. So I'm so excited about this one. Okay. Make sure I have everything set about where I want it so I can visually see this. I think I'm going to come in somewhere right about here. So what we're going to do is we're going to flip this guy over, peel it off. And that weeding tool it really worked well. So we're going to now line this guy up. I'm going to try to keep everything. I'm trying to use my camera to see. So once again, I'm going to take that little squeegee tool here, and we're going to use this for our squeegee. I feel like this one may be a little bit smoother than the other. I think there's like a little bump in the center that we may want to kind of take your nail file and file down. But other than that, it's working great. So I'm super duper excited. All right, so here we go. We're going to peel this. Now, if you guys are just now joining us, remember to use #bundle for a chance to win. We're going to do a drawing at the very end, and you are going to be able to pick a bundle of your choice. If you guys are over on YouTube or Facebook, and then also if you guys have any questions, leave them down below, and we will do Q&A in just a bit. All right, so we're going to pick up our next piece. I should be able to use that same piece right here. So this is going to be picking up the Dollar Tree. So this is the Dollar Tree pattern. So we're going to go ahead and pick this one up now. So I'm going to use that squeegee. Once again, I'm absolutely loving this squeegee, y'all. So, so cool. Okay, perfect. Flip it over. All right, so it got on here nicely. Once again, you could pick up contact paper from the Dollar Tree, and it would work perfectly for your carrier, if you will, your transfer sheet. We're going to go ahead and rub that down. Take our little squeegee once again. So this is project number 2. So if you guys are just now joining us, so far we have made a zipper bag with HTV. Now the HTV was not from the Dollar Tree, but the zipper bag was. So we did that craft, and now we are making this sign. So we are using a mixture between adhesive vinyl, we have Starcraft, and then we have the Dollar Tree pattern, and then we have cut this out with the felt. So I'm really, really excited about that. So what we're going to do is we're going to use that glue gun, and I use that green glitter glue, so it went better with this color in case it came through. So I'm going to go ahead and just get a little bit down here on the back. Let's spread that out. I should have loaded another glue stick, but I think that's going to be good enough. We're going to just line that up. I think that looks really cute. I'm so excited. Perfect. So we have created a little sign. So this is using their felt, and then we have the pattern here as well. So cute. I love the way that one came out. So I really hope you guys have enjoyed that. So cute. Love it. All right, so project number 2. So let's go ahead and move on. I'm going to go ahead and unplug my glue gun because we no longer need it. So that definitely worked. I do think the glue comes out really fast, so that's to notate. The glue is definitely making a puddle compared to, and it did kind of come out quick. So like I said, I would use it specifically for the glitter glues, and that's pretty much it. But it does work. So if you need one for $1, you can't beat it. All right, so there's that. Now let's get into our next one. Let's do a coffee mug. All right, so of course, if we do a Dollar Tree project, we have to do a coffee mug, right? Now I'm using 3 colors. 2 of them are from the Dollar Tree, and then 1 is not because I didn't pick up a purple. But there was a ton of colors. So this is a mug from the Dollar Tree, and then here are those colors. So this blue here is from the Dollar Tree, and so is this pink. So they are this one right here and this one. So hopefully you guys can kind of see those there. Boom. Just like that. All right, so those were cut out. Now this is where it comes in to talk about that. So I was actually going to cut out the love with the glitter. So I do not recommend this stuff. This is where one of you guys had recommended at the beginning to cut this with the washi. I was going to recommend that right away. So that was going to be my tip. I didn't try that one, but that was going to be my next step, was to try out washi. This stuff is super duper thin. So I tried out 2 different ways. Number 1, I tried out, the first one here was using, this was using the glitter adhesive vinyl, and you can see, it just gummed it up, popped it out. It's very delicate, very, very delicate material. I wouldn't really wash a mug. I definitely would not put this stuff on a mug and try to wash it. It's going to come off right away. I just wouldn't even use this, period. Honestly, even if it can cut with a washi, I highly would not recommend. This is with using the regular adhesive vinyl settings like glossy. You guys can see how it just kind of really butchered that up. And like I said, this is like tissue paper to really get that across. This stuff is like tissue paper. So I do not recommend this stuff at all. You're wasting your money. definitely just, purchase something that you know and love. All right. Now, this is where to talk about the hit or miss on the adhesive vinyl. So, if it was something like this, where it was big words like this, right? They work just fine. All right. So you're able to weed these out. Sometimes it'll pop off, but it was definitely bigger words like this were okay. But if you tried to get into some delicate stuff, and hopefully you guys can kind of pick this up on camera, it would just gum it up. And then you couldn't even weed it. Like it would just gum it. But if it was like, here's another one. I was able to weed this one. All right. So it was hit or miss, like I said. So I was able to weed some of these. I know you guys can't see them because they're white, but some of them, it would just downright gum them up. So this was another one where it was bigger words. So it was like hit or miss, but then it would just pull pieces off and they would end up in my roller. It's almost like once it cuts it, it just no longer wants to stick to the backing, wants to come off. So my personal opinion, I think the Dollar Tree adhesive vinyl is a miss, minus the pattern. I love the pattern. We're fixing to try these ones on the cup, but I wanted to get to that point, okay? So I tested these out for y'all. I think it's a miss. I definitely think if you do StarCraft, for how much you're getting the sales all the time, I definitely think you're doing the same amount or less. And that you're not going to have those messed up moments. These are going to be hit or miss every time you use them. Okay. Highly do not recommend the glitter, but that's what we're here for. We're here to test these out for you so you don't waste your money. All right. So let's keep going into our projects here. Now for this purple, I'm actually using StarCraft for the purple because once again, I couldn't use that glitter. So we are going to pick these up and I'm going to attempt to get them all on one piece. I'm going to bring in, give me just a minute, y'all. I'm going to cut a piece here, big enough. So I need like a little square going on. So as you guys are just now joining, we are doing $5 tree crafts. We have done a sign and we have also done a zipper bag with some HTV. And now we're doing a coffee mug. So 2 of these are the Dollar Tree vinyl and 1 is not. All right, so I've got my mug here. You definitely want to clean it, or I've already done so, to get my handle propped up. And I think I'm going to do this side. You're going to go ahead and prop it up like so. And then actually, I'm going to get that out of my way. I'm going to attempt to pick all these up at one time, like I said. So bring in this parchment. This is just another little tip for y'all. All right, so take yourself some parchment paper. Once again, if you guys have any questions, drop them in the comments below. We have help down there from our team. And I'm going to do Q&A here in just a bit. Okay. So teach was first. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and pick this guy up right away. I'm going to use my little handy dandy squeegee tool. So we're going to go ahead and pick this guy up just like so. All right. And then we are going to go ahead and flip it over, remove it, and then we're going to line it up for our next one. So teach love. There we go. So now I'm going to go ahead and line this one up. I think it looks great right about there. Take that squeegee tool. And then we are going to pick it up again. Now, if you wanted to, you could put a piece of parchment in between these so that way you can visually see. But it pretty much helps you just kind of line them right on top, right? And have something to grab onto your transfer sheet so you're not getting it all yucky, if you will. All right, so I think something like this looks pretty great. And I'm going to go ahead and get this one out. Now, this design actually was a PNG for 1+ credit, and I actually used it as an SVG. All right, so here we go. So we are going to go ahead and flip this guy over. Here we go. So we're going to go ahead and get that coffee mug. So we are ready to go. So you guys can hopefully see this. Here's our super cute design. I'm loving the colors for sure. So I think we're going to put it to the test. So y'all bear with me. Give me a couple of weeks. I'm going to let it sit around the house and really adhere right to the mug because you want to wait 48 to 72 hours. I'm going to let it sit at the house for about a week or so. I'm going to do a wash test for y'all. So y'all just stay tuned and I will bring it back into another live in another week or two. Y'all just stay tuned and I'll bring it back after a wash test so we can see how it holds up. All right, so I'm going to take that same little squeegee tool. Hopefully you guys can see this here. And I'm just going to rub across all of this. And if you guys are just joining us, this is a tool from the Dollar Tree. It has a weeding tool on one end and a scraper tool on the other. So we have 2 in 1. All right, so we're going to go ahead and get an angle here and slowly peel back. And there you have it. Look at that color combo. Is that not super cute? So the Dollar Tree mug using Dollar Tree adhesive vinyl. The purple is that StarCraft. So hopefully you guys can see that there. All right, so we've got our mug. So cute. Ton of fun. Now, let's go into, we have another one. So I've got 3 other with the adhesive vinyl. So here's our next one. So I found these super cute. There were several to choose from. It's like a little journal here. We could create our own planners. It has this little tie on it like this. So it's really fun. And I thought what we could do, for one, you could add stuff on these sheets like this. Would be really cute too, to put some inspirational quotes right here on the inside. And this is like a velvet. It's really nice. All right, we could peel the sticker off and put something on the back as well. So let's go ahead. What I did inside of Cricut Design Space, I actually created an offset. So that way I have like a 2-layer here. So I'm going to try to pick both of those up once again. I can actually use that same parchment and get them to go down at one time, right? So we're going to pick up our offset layer first. All right. I'm going to go ahead and use my squeegee just because this is such a big piece. You guys have seen it in action. It works great with a little squeegee there. So we're going to go ahead and peel this. You know what? I did this backwards. I'm going to have to do it one at a time. I should have picked up the blue layer first. That's okay. All right. So we're going to lay this guy down. So you guys are going to get to see how to layer. You guys were doing a 2-step. So I was going to do it in the center, but I think I've decided to kind of move it down to the bottom a little bit like so. So I'm just going to go down in the middle like a taco and then just smooth everything out. Take that squeegee tool and rub everything in. All right, so there we go. So we're going to go ahead and peel at an angle and remove. So you guys can see layering this. Now I do want to point out right away. So let's see if you guys can see that. Can y'all see the flowers through that? So this is the Dollar Tree white. So that's another thing to keep in mind. Look how transparent that is. So I'm not sure if that is something that you guys would be interested in, but it's definitely, you know, if you're not a fan, you guys could definitely save your cash. All right. So now years ago, I had found something. What it was is, you know, that stuff you used to put on your school books back in the day. I think you still can do it. It's basically like shelf liner, and it was some colors, and it was perfect. It definitely was adhesive vinyl. So this stuff is not like that. This stuff is a little bit more just really thin. The paper backing on it super thin. I was actually afraid it was going to stick to my Cricut mat, to be honest. So I'm going to go ahead and just peel this way. Both of these, once again, are from the Dollar Tree, both colors here. And then once again, all of these designs I have linked down below for you guys. If you guys are a Plus member, these are only 1+ credit. Check that out. So cute. I really think that offset kind of helped scan that out. So I wanted to show that because you can take any design and spruce it up or separate it from that background by adding an offset. All right, there we go. So hopefully you guys can see that there. How cute is this? You guys could personalize your very own planner books. I think it's a ton of fun. But once again, you guys could definitely do the back of these books or even add little things right here on the inside. So definitely a fan. So you guys let me know, what do you think down below? Love. All right, so let's go ahead and come back in. So I think we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, and this will be our last craft. So for our last craft here, ignore my mess, guys. I feel like we have a huge mess going on. I'm going to try to pick up just a smidge. That way it doesn't look like we have a whole bunch of trash going on. So you guys bear with me. All right, so here we go. Make sure you guys can see. Everybody can see. All right, get that out of our way there. Here we go. So for this one, we are going to do these planners. So I found these in different colors. They were just barely setting them out when I got there. So they had 3 different colors. Look how cute this would even be to stack them. I definitely would even just stack these buckets. I love the color combo. It reminds me very boho vibes. They have this green that is gorgeous. I love it. And they're matte. So they're just so pretty. You have a terracotta, so nice, right? So terracotta, we have green, and then we have black. So you guys can see these are all matte. Absolutely love it. So I thought I would give you guys a little bit of inspiration. Even if you guys don't recreate exactly what I'm doing today, I hope it gives you guys some inspiration to get out there and craft today. Now, if you guys recreate any of these projects, make sure you guys are using hashtag design bundles because we want to see. All right, so our very first design here is Life is Better in the Garden, and I have lost the T. So this is that adhesive vinyl from the Dollar Tree. No, wait, this one is StarCraft. Sorry. I lost the T, so y'all don't judge me on that when I got to put it on here. But I love this design. It was so cute. This was Starcraft. And then these two were the Dollar Tree. So I was able to save these. Hopefully you guys can see the thick backing from Starcraft versus the paper from the Dollar Tree. So you guys can see that there. All right, here we go. Let's start with Life is Better in the Garden. And I need to cut another piece. I've got to get my transfer. I dropped it again. Now these are transfers. I always save mine because you can reuse these over and over. These are actually transfers that we've actually used in a previous video. Now, remember, if you guys want to, we are on our last craft. So if you guys want to enter that giveaway, use hashtag bundle for a chance to win a bundle of your choice. The winner will be chosen live at the end of the show. And then I'm going to do Q&A here in just a bit. So let me go ahead and get this. We are going to be ready to go. All right, so we are going to pick up our first one. I'm going to go ahead and try to decide. I think I'm going to do the first one on the screen here. All right, going to lay my little bucket. If I need something to kind of help, I can use my squeegee. But I'm going to go ahead and pick this up. I use my transfer tape until I can't anymore. That's right, because that's where you're going to save some cash, is definitely reusing it. Because, I mean, you can use them over and over again. I know when I first started crafting, I was just tossing them out because I didn't realize. And sometimes I do, just depending on how small or whatever it is. But if it's a really big piece, I can cut it down like I'm doing today. So hopefully you guys can see how super cute this design is. I love it. All right, so I done dropped my mic, so you guys bear with me. Okay. So we are going to get ready to drop this. How cute is this on the green? It's just popping off so nice. All right, there we go. Here we go. So I'm going to go ahead and come down the center. I'm going to work my way from one side here, and then I'm going to go ahead and work my way to the next. All right, there we go. Now I may have to work one side down, and that's what I'm going to do just to get it to attach. And then I'm going to work my way that way. So I think I can actually peel some of this. So y'all guys bear with me. The material on these planters are a little bit different. Plus I am this first one right here. This one is Starcraft. But like I said, the texture is a little bit different on the buckets. So I'm going to go ahead and get that side, and I can start to work this down. So you really want to rub. Now I seen a tip the other day that you can use your heat gun to apply some heat to this to heat up that adhesive vinyl, and it'll help it stick a whole lot better. So if you guys are trying to put it on a surface like this and you guys are struggling, pull out that heat gun. And I don't have mine with me right now, so I can't do that for y'all. So I may only be able to show you guys one of these, depending. Well, actually, I want to show you another one because this is Starcraft. We're going to try out the Dollar Tree one. So I don't think it's too time consuming. I think it's going pretty quickly. There we go. Almost got it. Get my tire back in there. But like I said, this adhesive vinyl is hit or miss. It's either going to cut correctly or it's not. So it's kind of like craft at your own risk with it. I just definitely think there's better for the same price or less than. So I just highly recommend. Look at how cute that is. It's not that great on that green here. So let me go ahead and show you guys here how cute. I absolutely love the way that this design came out on the green. Now, once again, I lost my T, so don't judge me. And all of these designs are down below. So these will be perfect. Now, I could throw a plant in here and I can gift it to somebody for a housewarming gift, birthday gift, whatever it may be. Mother's Day is coming up, Father's Day, lots of different things that you guys can do with these. You know, graduation's coming up. Kids are going to be moving to college and stuff. Get them their very first plant in here. So cute. I just love this design. So we've got our green one. I'm going to set it here so you guys can see. And then we're going to work on the next one. So I think for the black one here, I'm going to do, I love this one. It says, I know you guys can't see it yet because it's white, but it says emotional support plant. And then the other one is less people, more plants. So I think I'm going to do emotional support plant. I really love it. And I may have to kind of come down here, get a piece and get the other piece. So y'all bear with me. All right. Let me actually get the easier one first since it's little. Okay. Here we go. So get my little guy here. Let me get my transfer again. I got transfers for days over here. Let's see which one I'm going to choose. This one. All right. Here we go. I'm going to go ahead and use my squeegee tool to pick this up. So like I said, it does have a little bit of texture. You kind of have to play around with it as you guys are working this down, but not that big of a deal. And then, like I said, you can pull out that heat gun to probably even speed that up a little bit quicker. Obviously, don't apply too much heat because you don't want to melt your plastic. But I did see somebody do that the other day, and it was working. So, all right, so same thing. I'm going to, I don't know if I want to go all the way at the bottom, or I think I'm going to try to center this. Come right about here. One side and then the next. All right. So I'm going to hold it down because my transfer don't even want to stick anymore. So I'm going to work these guys down. Just kind of rub, rub, rub. And I'll get down what I can and maybe have to come back. We'll see. All right. Come back in. I'm just giving it a little bit more force than I normally would. And I think it seems to be helping. Let's start from here. Get some pieces to release, and then we'll keep going. All right. So y'all bear with me as I slowly peel this off. It's kind of like, it's a little bit tricky. Now, this is the one from the Dollar Tree, but I think they're both working similar. It's kind of like it wants to go up with a transfer tape, but it wants to lay down. So you're just going to have to baby it. I really wish I would have had my heat gun to show you guys. Now, we are getting ready for Q&A. So if you guys have those questions, make sure you guys are dropping them down below because we will be doing that here in just a few. And then use that hashtag bundle for a chance to win. All right. So I think got somebody trying to move. We're going to take our little weeding tool here and lay it back down. All right. One more. All right. And I think this will be our last one just because I'm kind of like on the struggle bus with it. I'll probably just do this last one because you guys get the point. Starcraft versus the Dollar Tree. But I really love these designs. I think they're so, so cute on here. Once again, we have them linked down below for you guys. I'm definitely liking the Starcraft. It looks like the Dollar Tree one is wanting to pop up compared to the Starcraft. So it's kind of like as I'm laying them down, I can look back and I can visually see pieces starting to want to come back up. So I'm afraid some of these. Now, something that I know that some of you guys are probably going to ask is, do you have to seal them? With it being outside, this is permanent. So one thing I paid attention to with this is it does say permanent, but you may want to go ahead and spray like a Krylon matte finish on here, and that's going to also help it last, especially since these Dollar Tree ones are a little bit tricky. All right, so I kind of held those down so I could go back and then just press, press, press. So if you go back and you just kind of press it out, it's really should help help that bond. So like I said, my personal opinion, I'm not a fan of the Dollar Tree vinyl. So I say save your money and definitely just go with something like the Starcraft or Cricut or, Sawgrass or Caesar, if you will. I'm telling you, I've got my brands all messed up here. But as you guys can see, how cute. So I may have to go in and adjust a couple of these with my little weeding tool, but less people, more plants. I think it came out so cute. And then we have this one. This one has got to be my favorite, especially this green here. Highly recommend y'all find that green. So, so cute, y'all. Love these. All right, so let me go ahead and bring these back in. Let's recap really quick while we get ready for the Q&A. So once again, if you guys have any questions, drop them down below. So we did Samantha on our zipper bag. We've done a little, so this would be perfect for like a college student going. We've got our little planner book here. So cute. We've got those. And then we have our coffee cup. If you guys are just now joining, we've got 5 crafts here. And then we have the very last one is our sign. So we have our St. Patrick's Day sign. I think that came out really cute. And this is using that plaid once again from the Dollar Tree. So super duper cute. So I really hope that you guys have enjoyed these crafts. So let's go ahead and get ready for Q&A. All right, so let's go ahead and see what questions we have today. I'm going to go ahead and line some of these up so everybody can see. So we'll kind of mix some of these up here a little bit. How we can see some of these crafts while we do some Q&A here. And actually, I'm going to go ahead and bring that camera up you guys can see me at the same time. All right, so what setting did you use to cut the felt? So for the felt, I used bonded because I used the heat and bond. So I highly recommend either use freezer paper. Freezer paper has a little bit of wax on it. So if you apply that with the wax side down, it's going to stick. So if you guys have some in the cabinet, it's going to be good to go. If not, you can grab it at the Dollar Tree. Another thing I thought I was going to try. So, you know, guys, I'm always showing you guys the shipping labels for the, to create your stickers. I bet we could apply that to the back as well. So if you guys have any, or maybe even like the adhesive vinyl, but, I use this right here, the heat bond. It works really, really good. So highly recommend you guys check that out. This one was the fusible interface, but you could use any of them. But I used felt bonded. Let's see, what else? Can the foam be cut on? Yes, the foam can be, and you're not going to need anything extra with the foam. And I'm actually going to open it really quickly so you guys can actually see what the foam looks like. So y'all bear with me for just a second because I didn't even show y'all. I wanted to see if it was even thick enough. It almost feels super duper thin, but it would be great for some little, so this is really thin, just so you guys can hopefully see that here. This is super, super thin compared to what we use, but it would be perfect to create some little stickers with as well. All right, so what else do we have here? Where did you get the pressing pillow? So this pressing pillow that I used is actually, I believe this one is from Caesar. So you can get them from lots of places, like Stalls has them. I believe 143 Vinyl. You could also make your own. So what this is a Teflon sheet with a piece of foam that you could grab from your craft store. So you could definitely make these your own. So you're going to fold your Teflon sheet in half over that foam, stitch all the way around, and you got a pressing pillow. All right, let's see. Do you have to buy the case and the cutter for the Cricut for every cutting blade for the first time buying them? No, if you're talking about like maybe like the maker, you definitely don't have to have all of those, whichever ones you're wanting to use. But if you're talking about the Cricut, I'm trying to make sure I'm answering this correctly, like the Explorers, you're actually only going to need one. Let's go ahead and see if there's anything else. What is the March font? This is actually with the design here. So whenever you guys purchase this file, it's in there. So I'm not too sure. But if there is a similar font that we can find for you guys, we will definitely try to drop it down probably after the video, but we could do that as well. All right, let's see. Could you use the glue to outline the clover? Yes, and I almost thought about doing that. Great minds think alike. I thought about doing that, and then I also thought about doing like the highlights on it with it, or possibly adding some dots on the all of the sign as well. That was another thing I thought about doing, but you could do just the little highlight pieces and things like that. But once again, just adding some dots would be really cute too. Let's see, what is the longevity of the vinyl? It says permanent, but if you will stay tuned, I'm going to do a wash test. I want to give it a whole week. I really want to give this a chance to bond, and then I'm going to wash it like I normally would. Bear with me. I'm going to wash it like I normally would. Okay, so in my sink, you guys know the drill. I'm just going to dip it down and wash it really good, bring it back out, and I'll do that a few times. So stay tuned. We'll be back in about a week or two with one of these lives. You guys will see it back here. All right, let's see. Do you know what setting to put the Caesar glitter vinyl on for the Cricut to cut it? I cut, but it didn't. When I use Caesar glitter, I always just use glitter HTV and it works for me. If you need to, in your settings, let me go ahead and try to screen share that. So y'all give me just a minute. I'm actually going to see if I can show y'all. So just give me 1 second and I'll try to share my screen because this is something I don't think you guys may know. Almost like a little hidden thing, okay? So what we're going to do, I'm going to go to new project. Give me just a minute, like I said, and I'm going to share my screen. So let me go ahead and go to share, share screen. And I think we've got it up here. All right. So let me go ahead and upload a design here. So let's go ahead and pretend that we have Life is Better in the Garden. All right. So add the canvas. So let's go ahead and go like we are going to be cutting out the glitter HTV. So we're just going to go straight to, let me go ahead and weld it. And then I'm going to go ahead and go to make it. And so I'm going to choose those settings. So on the mat, continue. Now this is all the way across the board, whether you're using Cricut Air 2 or the 3 or your maker. All right, so I'm going to mirror it just like I was using HTV. I'm going to hit continue and then let my machine load and all of that. give it just a second. And then I'm going to actually go to, I believe I actually have it on the front. Yes, glitter iron-on. So that's what I use. Caesar Easy Weed, Caesar glitter. I use that. Now, you see where it says pressure? It's on default. So if you feel that your glitter is not cutting deep enough, come to your pressure and try more. So sometimes with those glitters, they're a little bit thicker than others. So just try more, do a little test cut and see if that works for you. But like I said, I don't think a lot of you guys know that this is here. So one thing like faux leather, like the leather earrings and things like that, that's one of those things that we struggle with is faux leather. Come here and try more pressure. Once you choose your faux leather or glitter, try to change that to more pressure and let me know if that works for you guys. So, okay, let's go ahead and see if we have any more questions. All right, so let's see what we got here. Let's see. What is the parchment paper for? So the parchment paper, if you were talking about this one right here, the reason why I was using parchment paper, I used it to layer my adhesive vinyl. And then I also used it for the to apply my HTV on top to protect it. But if you're talking about parchment paper, which is actually freezer paper, it's actually for the backing. It's going to help stabilize this. Let me get it really quick. So if you put a piece of freezer paper on the back of your felt, so if you use your iron-on, apply that here or that heat and bond, it's going to help stabilize it to be able to be cut with like your Cricut Explorer 2 and things like that. All right, so let's go ahead and see. I'm from Canada and I haven't seen it here yet, but have you tried the Dollar Tree leather? I think it comes in the same package as the vinyl. I have not tried the leather, but I feel like they had it there and I highly not recommend. I highly regret not grabbing it, but I almost feel like I've seen it in the same, like how the, like this was, or like the felt. That's how I think I've seen it. I'm going to go back and look at mine. If I can grab it, I'll get it and we'll do some earrings. So stay tuned on that. Let's see. Should mugs with vinyl be sealed? No, that's a question I get all of the time. So if you let them set for 48, 72 hours, you're good to go. Now, when it comes to vinyl, it could last you a week and it could last you 5 years. It just depends on how you wash it. So I have like a wine glass I've done 5 years ago. I swear to you, it has a little, our state on it, Arkansas. I've had it on the round and I use it all of the time, but I wash it in my sink. If you use them, if you put them in your dishwasher, it's for sure going to slowly start peeling itself off. When you hand wash, what I always recommend is don't just soak it in your sink. You know, that's hot water, warm water. It's going to start warming up that adhesive and that's going to come off. So don't just soak your mugs that have the vinyl in the sink. You want to dip them down, go in that with that rag really good, wash them all the way around, and then rinse. You never want to let them soak per se. All right, so let's see here. Anything else? So let's see, the mouse pad, did y'all make that too? If you are talking about, oh, you love my little mouse pad. This one right here is actually from Amazon. I'll try to link it in our next live if I can remember, so you guys could definitely snag it. But there's tons of cute ones, but I definitely just got it from Amazon. All right, let's see. Is the StarCraft cheaper than Oracle 651? I do believe it is. I do love either or. I was actually using Oracle 651 before I started using StarCraft. And I do believe it was cheaper, and that's why I switched. I can't even remember. It's been a hot minute. But I do recommend either or. But I do think the StarCraft is just a smidge cheaper. All right, let's see here. What else do we have? What is the shamrock? Did you put the bond side on the mat? So what I did was, yes, the bonding piece right here, this, I put it face down and I use the blue mat. So you can use your blue one, your pink one, your green one, your purple one, whatever one you want to. I put it down on the mat. So you want to put that bonded side down and have this side up and then just cut it right out. That's just going to help stabilize it. Whatever felt you're using, if you're using, if you're not using the maker, per se, if you're using your Explorer models, you really want to kind of stabilize that. Cuts like a dream. All right, let's see here. When did you use the parchment versus Teflon versus butcher paper? Parchment paper I used for applying the HTV just to protect my surface. And then I used it to layer my adhesive vinyl. And then if you're talking about like the freezer paper, that would have been used for our felt here. All right, let's see. What else do we have here? What mat do you use when you cut faux leather? When I cut faux leather, I really like to use the purple mat. That purple mat helps really stick to it. Some things like, for example, if I'm cutting out glitter HTV, the ones that are kind of rolled, I use that purple matte. It really helps stick a little better. But when it comes to my faux leather, highly recommend that purple matte all the way. All right, let's see here. How do you get things straight on stuff? So you could actually, if you wanted to, like say, for example, with this, you could use, I highly recommend using, say, for example, parchment, but use the one that's white. To see how I can see through this, so you can definitely get away with it, but I would prefer the white ones. Grab them at the Dollar Tree as well. You can put that down first. You can see where you're going, get a little piece stuck down and remove it. We have some tricks here on the channel using that, so I highly recommend that you check it out. All right, so I think that that was the very last question. So let's go ahead and get ready for the giveaway. All right, so I am so excited. There is so many of you guys that have entered. Now, remember, if you use hashtag bundle, you guys have automatically been entered to win. So let's go ahead and hit that draw button here and let's see who wins. Good luck, everybody. I'm so excited. And remember, it's a bundle of your choice. So dun, 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 who do we have here? Dorothy Hudges. Congratulations. You have won a bundle of your choice. So if you guys reach out to mail@designbundles.net, you guys can let them know that you won and tell them which bundle you would love. Any bundle of your choice, it's yours. So definitely email mail@designbundles.net and you can start crafting with it today. Once again, congratulations to Dorothy. So once again, thank you guys so much for joining us. I hope that you guys have enjoyed this. I hope you guys are going to try to recreate some of these. And if you do, remember to use that hashtag design bundles because we want to see what you guys are making and crafting. Thank you guys so much for joining us today. We'll see you guys on the next one.